The 2025 Formula One season has been a story of two teammates, Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris, fighting for glory under the same roof. For months, Piastri stood tall as McLaren's golden boy, holding on to the championship lead since April. But everything changed under the burning Mexican sun. His fifth-place finish, while Norris cruised to victory, ended a 15-race reign at the top and reignited an old, uncomfortable rumor. Has McLaren been tilting the scales in favor of their British star? Behind the scenes, whispers have grown louder. Fans notice subtle patterns, differences in performance, tire management, and pace, all hinting that something deeper might be happening within the orange garage. Piastri insists nothing's wrong with the car. McLaren says there's no conspiracy, yet the numbers, the behavior, and the body language tell another story. If you love F1 for the drama behind the speed, this is a video you cannot skip. Subscribe now, because what's happening at McLaren could redefine how we see team politics in modern Formula One. When Oscar Piastri crossed the finish line in Mexico, just inches behind Haas rookie Oliver Bearman, few realized what that moment truly meant. His championship lead, something he had defended for 15 races, was gone. After months of dominance, the Australian star was suddenly second in the standings. And the man who took his place at the top? None other than his own McLaren teammate, Lando Norris. To the outside world, it was just another intense race. But to those watching closely, it was the latest chapter in a growing mystery. Why has one McLaren been consistently faster than the other? At first glance, the data looks innocent. Both drivers have identical machinery, equal access to updates, and a team principal who insists on total fairness. Yet the timing of Piastri's downfall feels suspicious. Ever since the Italian Grand Prix, where team orders forced him to move aside for Norris, Piastri's results have collapsed. No podiums in 4 races, while Norris has finished ahead every single time. His confident, controlled driving style has given way to visible frustration. Fans are now asking the question McLaren refuses to entertain. Is something happening behind the scenes? The 2025 season had been Piastri's coming-of-age story. Calm, precise, and ruthlessly efficient, the young Australian looked untouchable through the first half of the season. His lead peaked at 34 points after the Dutch Grand Prix, but since then, it's been a nightmare, a DNF, 2 fifths, and a 4th. Meanwhile, Norris has risen from frustration to dominance. His win in Mexico wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. He's now the man to beat. The narrative of McLaren's perfect unity has been replaced by whispers of an internal power struggle. Some point to technical reasons for the sudden shift. Andrea Stella, McLaren's team principal, insists that both cars are identical and that Piastri's issues are purely down to adaptation. According to Stella, the McLaren is a car that thrives in low-grip conditions, situations where Norris's natural style, aggressive and confident on the edge, allows him to extract lap time when the tires are sliding. Piastri, on the other hand, is a driver who excels in high-grip situations where precision and rhythm matter more. Stella describes the current challenge as a calibration exercise for Piastri, not a crisis. That explanation sounds rational, but it doesn't satisfy everyone. Because performance gaps in Formula One are rarely just about style. They're about trust, direction, and development. Fans have noticed that the car's balance seems to have shifted toward Norris's preferences since mid-season, and numbers back it up. While McLaren introduced its last upgrade at the British Grand Prix, Norris began running an optional new front suspension from Canada, a setup Piastri initially refused to use. At the time, he claimed it wasn't an upgrade, but just something different. Yet that difference now appears to have evolved into Norris's biggest advantage. So, was McLaren's technical evolution purely organic, or has the team quietly prioritized its British star? It's impossible to prove, but F1 history is filled with similar stories where one driver's feedback shaped the car more than the others, and the favored driver thrived as a result. After all, Lando Norris isn't just a driver, he's McLaren's commercial face, their marketing powerhouse, and the hometown hero adored by British media. A world championship for Norris would mean far more for McLaren's global image than one for Piastri, the quiet, calculated Australian. Yet what makes this situation even more fascinating is Piastri's reaction. He hasn't blamed the team or hinted at foul play. Instead, he's turned the spotlight on himself, admitting he needs to relearn parts of his driving style to adapt to a car that suddenly feels unfamiliar. After qualifying in Mexico, he confessed, "There were a few things I needed to change pretty majorly about how I was driving." During the race, he fought hard but never looked completely comfortable. "I've been driving the same as I have all year, but these last couple of weekends, the car or tires have required a different way of driving." His words painted a clear picture: confusion, frustration, and the feeling that the car he once mastered no longer behaves the way he expects. This mismatch could be mechanical, but it could just as easily be psychological. Piastri's rhythm, composure, and calm under pressure have always been his trademarks. But when a driver loses a championship lead after months of dominance, and it's their teammate taking it, the mental toll can be crushing. Norris, meanwhile, is thriving. He's attacking with precision, driving with freedom, and carrying a confidence that's visible in every lap. In modern Formula One, that mental edge can make as much difference as a new floor or a rear wing upgrade. To McLaren's credit, they continue to deny any sign of internal imbalance. Andrea Stella insists there's no reason to believe the cars are different and that Piastri simply needs to adapt to the evolving conditions. He praises both drivers for their professionalism and even suggests that these growing pains will make Oscar stronger in the long run. But not everyone is convinced. To many fans, McLaren seems to have quietly shifted its focus, and it shows. Norris now looks like the man with the full weight of the team behind him, while Piastri appears isolated, forced to chase a setup he no longer understands. Still, the story is far from over. 4 races remain: Brazil, Las Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi tracks, where Piastri struggled last season, but where redemption could be waiting. If he can rediscover his rhythm and flip the momentum, the title fight could swing back in his favor. But if not, Norris could secure the ultimate triumph: McLaren's first Drivers' Championship since Lewis Hamilton in 2008. In the end, this is no longer just a question of lap times or technical setups. It's a battle of belief, of trust, and of identity between 2 rising stars bound by the same team. Whether McLaren is guilty of quiet favoritism or simply caught in the unpredictable chaos of a title race, one thing is undeniable: the harmony in Woking has cracked. So, here's the question that will define the rest of the season. Is Oscar Piastri truly fighting his car, or is he battling something much bigger within McLaren itself? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, because the storm inside McLaren is only just beginning.